wanted to show you my little Yu-Gi-Oh card collection and so forth. This is just a small little sampling of a lot of them. As you can see, my family and I really got into Yu-Gi-Oh. We even played that silly Forbidden's Memory game. Eventually, a little Yu-Gi-Oh card collection thing got a little out of hand and so forth. And we ended up having way more cards than we can actually manage and form decks out of. In the old days, before we were able to amass such a large collection of cards, we would make up our own little weird ways of playing Yu-Gi-Oh. A fun way was that we would form a random deck of cards, and then we would all draw from the same deck, and then just try to figure out how to win with whatever cards we're given. Another one is that we try to simulate the deck master rule from that filler Yu-Gi-Oh season, which was so amusing. Yu-Gi-Oh was one of the few shows that actually had filler seasons that were watchable. But I'm just mainly talking about the first season and so forth. Over time, as most things, the show became unwatchable. It got a little better with Yu-Gi-Oh! Sexo, and then with Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains, it was like... And now I don't bother with it, but my brother keeps watches it every so often. I think now, here we have a bunch of little random cards. It could be like all day just showing you cards and cards and cards and cards and cards and cards. And this isn't even the full box of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and so forth. I just wanted to illustrate the fact that I was really into Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh yeah, before I forget. Since I usually play Yu-Gi-Oh with my brother, we each ended up developing our own little types of decks. This is just the types of decks that my brother has a preference for. Since I usually had a dip on all of the number cards, his deck instead was about fusion monsters and so forth. Fusion monsters are ever so much fun. And now this little number is my deck. See, it's just basically my overall strategy and so forth. I used to like using the Guardian Yatos card a lot. I would always huddle the card my way into having her in the first hand. Any folks not familiar with huddle the cards will find that joke very funny. And I also like Dark Necrosphere. And my brother would sometimes forget that I had that card in the deck. And then here's more of them and so forth. And all of the number cards that were usable and so forth. See, just from the basics, etc., etc. Eventually, when my brother found a place to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Online using all of the cards, we stopped buying the physical world cards. We were never like that into Yu-Gi-Oh! Enough to go to tournament. We just play cards between each other, with each other. And now my brother plays against people online, and he's very, very good at it. And I tapped out of playing online because I'm not big on like PvP and so forth. Oh yeah, before I forget, I also wanted to show you some of my early Yu-Gi-Oh fan arts, because since I was very into the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh, I used to sketch the cards that I would get and so forth. It was good drawing practice, that's all. Here's the Dark Magician from like the silly movie. Ow. I forget which card this is. I really forget which card this is. I don't remember. Still don't remember. I think these were one of those elemental cards. Remember those that had two different abilities that you could choose from? I just thought they had very good designs and so forth. So then I would practice drawing by sketching them. All of these drawings were made with the very handy. Oh yeah, the Charmers. The Elemental Charmer were another card that I liked a lot. Here's the very nice Blue Eyes Ultimate Shiny Dragon from the City movie. The Fire Charmer. Slicer the Sky Dragon. Familiar one of those familiar sets Charmers. Another Charmer card. And I think it's Eusa or something. The Earth Charmer. Too many Yu-Gi-Oh card names to remember. This one is another one of those Yu-Gi-Oh cards. See, I think she was like a little firebird. And it was very good for sketching and so forth. This one is from Commencement of Dance, which is like a retro card that I'm very fond of. And this is the retro monster that is the card summons. See, very nice little shading. I worked very hard on drawing that weird little City Yu-Gi-Oh card. It was just good practice as all. I had another one of those Yu-Gi-Oh card drawings in this sketchbook, but I gave it away when I was in high school. I don't know if it ended up eventually in the garbage, but as most things happen. There was just one of those teachers that I had that you gave him a drawing, he said, oh, it's great, and then it ended up in the garbage can. It would piss off a lot of the mighties that were very fond of drawing and so forth. Can you believe that in high school there were three girls named Maite and two of them were drawing? It's a small world indeed. Alright, let's see. This is one of my last Yu-Gi-Oh fan arts and so forth. It's the cool dragon Cairo, who was a Union monster. Remember Union monsters? Are they still usable? Like right now it's like synchro this, synchro that, link this, link to that, synchro links. It's just very, and then they even tried to change the game altogether, but that didn't pan out well. And then here's the other last fan art that I made of Yu-Gi-Oh. As you can see, I like my little Charmer cards. They're quite Charmer. This one's the Familiar Possessed version. See, I drew her based on the design of the card and so forth. And then I thought it would be funny if she was fighting another little Yu-Gi-Oh card monster. And so forth and so forth. As you can see, all of this was made with that good, very handy mechanical pencil. It's amazing how much mileage you can get with just a mechanical pencil. Us Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been trying to keep it original because originality is the only thing you can monetize these days. But from time to time I think fondly of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I make little jokes about it in the form of parody. Parodies are allowed. Here, you can see in the manga, the little summoning, you see a piece of the monster, then a hoof, then the wings. Those who are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! The first season will know that that's the opening scene for when Slicer shows up. And drum rolls, and look what I did to him. Here we have Slicer the Sky Camel, and the power of his second hump is very destructive. Well, I think this is about it as far as Yu-Gi-Oh! Is concerned. As you can see, I still have very fond memories of Yu-Gi-Oh! But only the original Yu-Gi-Oh! The other ones, for the most part, are a mess. Well, I think this is about it. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I hope that you're having fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh while you Yu-Gi-Oh, while you draw Yu-Gi-Oh so you can Yu-Gi-Oh and Yu-Gi-Oh and so forth. Bye bye and God bless.